Hi and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Courier and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. So I had the opportunity today to do a live stream a little bit earlier than I normally do, so I figured I'd hop in here and try to hang out for a little while. So just going to hop in the chat, say hello to everybody. Card Galaxy Studios, thanks for joining the impromptu live stream. I appreciate it. Doug Houston's in the house as always, or frequently. I appreciate that as well. We have Minecraft Boy, Joel Hardy, Awkward Bob, Bradley P1, Basilio Alonso family. Thank you for joining the stream. Rick Nation, How To Not To, Daniel M. Holdman, Alex Fishing, Shadik the Review Guy, Science Gal Aquatics. Thank you everybody for joining the live stream. Cody Vlogs is also out there. Double check, make sure everybody can hear me good. Sound and video look good to you guys. And also Lil Cactus with the first comment for today. Good afternoon to you as well, Car Galaxy Studios. Had the opportunity, like I said, to get in here in a fairly quiet atmosphere to jump on the stream for a little while, so I figured I would get this thing going. Got Gearsy, what's poppin'? Northern Exotics, It's Float, Sons of Lambeer, just reached 100 subs. Congratulations on that. It's a big milestone. Harley, good to see you, man. Awesome. Camera and mic sound great. Well, I assume the camera doesn't sound great, but the mic sounds great, so that's good. How's everybody's channel doing? Are any of you guys going to make the requirements by February 20th? Due to the great support of this channel will meet the requirements on February 20th. Unfortunately, my other channel, which is The Average Dan, is kind of struggling in the subscriber department. It has 500,000 watch minutes, but if any of you enjoy camping or RV camping, you can head over to The Average Dan and check that channel out. But I don't think it's going to get quite where it needs to get by February 20th, which it will be a good opportunity for me to see firsthand exactly what the process looks like for those channels that have been monetized. That channel's been monetized for a couple years now. It'll be interesting to see exactly what the process looks like to get remonetized, because there's a good chance that, like I said, that one's not going to make it. It's at about 100 or 850-ish subscribers, and it's not typical for that channel to do 150 subscribers in 15 days. So I'm not thinking it's going to get there. Oh, Muzamel. Please review my channel. We will do some channel reviews towards the end of this live stream. I'm going to limit the live stream today to 90 minutes if we get that far. So we will have to limit the number of channel reviews. And as always, as I've mentioned, because I have trying to get Creator Fundamentals to a couple different conferences, I will be more than happy to pop anybody who's interested in doing a super chat to the top of the channel review list. That way you're able to help Creator Fundamentals get to VidSummit and maybe Video Marketing World. And hopefully I can provide some valuable information that will help you grow your channel. Quite a few people in here now. That's good. Yeah, and that's the one thing people need to remember. If you don't meet the requirements by February 20th, it's not the end of the world. Your channel will not get shut down. You may have a small gap in monetization between the time that you don't reach that goal up until you finally hit the goal and reapply for the YouTube Partner Program. So it's not like the world is going to end. There just may be an interruption in your monetization. But depending on how much money you're making on monetization anyway, it's not like you're getting paid in a lot of cases on a monthly basis. So it'll just be a pause, and then when you do reach those goals and get remonetized, you'll continue to add to that $100 minimum threshold that will eventually hit and tip over. Typically, once you get to the $100, once you hit the $100 mark, so if you're in February and you make it to $100 before the end of February, typically you'll get the payout like on the 20th of the following month. Alex Fishing with the super chat. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely, hey, if you guys like fishing, check out his channel. I've known him here in the YouTube community for quite a while, and he definitely hustles when it comes to growing his channel, so definitely go check out Alex Fishing. Northern Exotics, I've been uploading for 4 months. 314 subs, that's good. Those are good numbers for 4 months. How to not to, I need a little help with subs. So yeah, I mean, it's the best thing I can suggest on subs is check out some videos on how to grow properly. And that's the one thing that you definitely want to do. And as far as like the super chat channel reviews, make sure you watch some videos first before you request a channel review, that you're doing the basic stuff like branding your channel and working on your channel art and your thumbnails and kind of trying to get all that to go together. And then, you know, once you've got all that in place and you've followed the tips in those videos, then maybe request a channel review and then try to kind of tweak stuff. But if you request a channel review really early in the process, you're probably not going to help yourself as much as watching the individual videos and like how to do branding, how to make better thumbnails, what to include in your channel art. Those are all things, that's all information you can pick up through watching videos, and you can pause them or rewind them and try to implement those things on your channels, because ultimately that's going to help you. And you're not going to grow your channel properly or successfully if you don't put some time into watching some videos and doing some research and really understanding how YouTube works, because YouTube is its own little being and it has very specific rules on what works and what doesn't work. And the more that you put those fundamentals in place, the more success you'll see and the faster you will grow. All right. Does anybody have any questions about growing their channel other than, can you look at my channel to review it? DIY Solar and Wind, welcome to the live stream. I know you are a previous super chat contributor, so I appreciate it. Bharat Das, hello to you. The first thing I would consider is getting an icon. All I see is a B next to your name, so that's a good place to start if you're looking for help. Moaz Frags, hello to you too. Rick Nation, can you review my channel? I'm hoping to get to 100 subs one day. If you keep going and keep improving with each video, you'll definitely get to 100 subs and beyond. Dragon, is it Dragondus Play Z? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Consider that your shout out, I guess. Winner aka 007, give me feedback on my channel. Let's see. Gil Poznansky, love your channel. Any idea why subs hit a threshold and then go backward? I can't get past 1,550 subs, and I'm going backward to 1,460 for the last year. So you got as high as 1,550 subs, and over the past year you've lost subs. I would consider looking at where your subs came from and trying to understand exactly what brought those subscribers to your channel in the first place. If you go in and you look at your subscriber report, so you go into your analytics through Creator Studio, and then you click on the subscriber report, and then you set your date time frame. Set it back to September 18th. September 18th of this past year was when YouTube made a change and made they provided a little more detail about where subscribers were coming from in terms of specific videos. So if you go in there, you set your oldest date to September 18th to now, and then run that report, you'll see a list that says within your list, you'll have probably the top of the list will be from the watch page. If you click on that, you'll see specific videos that'll show you where those subscribers came from, and sort those by the most gained subscribers and find the content that has resulted in the most subscribers for you. What I would imagine, based on the information that you've provided, is that maybe you've kind of shifted or veered off of the type of content that people subscribe to your channel for. And that's, you know, that's a good example for people who go out, and especially now because everybody's kind of scrambling to try to get subscribers, they tend to try to get them anywhere with the idea that they're just trying to reach the number. And the reality is, having somebody subscribe to your channel that's never going to watch your channel is probably worse than not having them subscribe at all, because they don't do anything for your channel. They give you a false sense of you know, security that you actually have a subscriber base when it's just a number. So what I would do, I would definitely look into your analytics and find out what type of content brought those subscribers to you, and then try to replicate that and focus on that and see whether your more recent content has been straying from that. All right, Instaburst, thanks for your tips. They've helped out a lot. Started off yesterday with 19 subs, and I'm at 84 now because of your help with ranking tips. Awesome. That's quite the change in a day for a new channel. Yeah, once you figure out ranking can be very, very powerful. And ranking your videos as a small channel is really what you need to do and understand to get your channel moving. It's very difficult to get into suggested videos as a small channel. This particular channel, Creator Fundamentals, for the first 7 months, it was all about you know, getting the channel or the keyword research tuned in as much as possible, and doing all the best practices with thumbnails that are eye-catching and attract people's attention, and then really locking in that SEO. So when people went to search for certain topics, my videos were appearing towards the top of that. And for those 7 months, I trickled in watch time, and then I had a couple of really successful videos when the YouTube Partner Program came out that kind of you know, resonated with everybody, because we were all kind of feeling the same way. And then when I started to get the exposure from suggested videos, I had 100 videos in place that all had solid thumbnails and keyword research, and they were all kind of primed for taking off. And this channel has obviously taken off since that time. So you definitely got to put in the work. It's a delayed reward kind of model here on YouTube. But the more you understand what those basics are, the better you can be prepared when your opportunity arises. Have any tips on promoting videos? I've done, Joel Hardy, I've done a couple videos on promoting on Facebook, and there's a site called Trending, and I did one on social media in general. You can definitely check those out. I just saw one that said something, best ways to find collabs. I think that's what it said. Let me make sure. Basilio Alonso, how people describe to you. I'm not sure what that means. All right. I am not impressed with the ability to scroll in the chat. It seems to jump to the bottom every time you try to move it. How can you get your audience to like and subscribe, not just watch your content? I'm having problems. Get very good search ranks, top 5. Gearsy, I would suggest getting your call to action. One thing, I get a call to action in your videos earlier in your videos, or at all. I'm not sure if your videos actually have a call to action in them, but the way I like to do it is I like to do kind of the hook, let people know what the video is going to be about concisely at the beginning of the video. Then I'll throw in my, you know, my YouTube and or my logo and my tagline, and then right after that is when I tend to put in or where you could put in that stuff. When I was focused specifically on gaining subscribers, I put my call to action in right after that, which is basically if if you'd like to see more videos like this, or if whatever value you're offering, identify that value. Say if you'd like more value like this, please click that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. So I would try to avoid throwing in a ton of call to action, like the whole like thing. I wouldn't worry about asking people to like your videos. I would focus probably more so on subscribers and asking for them. You know, don't beg, just let them know if, you know, if they appreciate the content, if they found the video helpful, if they found the video entertaining, depending on what it is that you're doing a video about, you know, then, you know, click the subscribe button, etc. So that's kind of how I would approach that. Northern Exotics, what's better, audience retention or percentage or time? Well, I mean, if you're striving to make better content, the higher percentage that they watch. If you strive for a high percentage on all of your videos, then you are focused on growing and you eventually get better and better at making videos. In terms of the actual net result is, if you have 5 minutes of watch time from a video that's only 40% of a video versus 3 minutes that's 70% of a video, the 5 minutes is still more important. But, you know, there's certainly people who recommend that if you just constantly focus on trying to retain your audience, that no matter how long of a video you make, you're ultimately going to grow that way. But there is something to be said. If you can hold on, if you happen to make longer videos, you don't necessarily have to hold the audience retention quite as long to get more watch time from them. But I wouldn't just focus on, if you make a really long crappy video, then it's going to be a crappy video that nobody watches. So there's definitely something to be said for focusing on trying to engage your audience and keep them around for the highest percentage of the video possible. So net statistics, the more watch minutes are better, but from kind of like a ideological focus on how to move forward and grow, you may want to try to focus on improving your percentage with each video. Car Galaxy Studios, agree with Dan, build your audience the proper way. It pays later. Yeah, definitely. So everybody needs to understand that YouTube is a really long game. It's, you know, they make the analogy that it's more of a marathon than a sprint. So anything that you're doing to get quick results are really not the way to go, and they're not going to benefit you long term. The more that you take your time and you lay things out and you get in the habit of doing those fundamentals, which are just best practices every time over time, and that's really the way to succeed. So you find out what those best practices are and you get used to doing them over and over again, and you do that over and over for a long period of time. And when I say a long period of time, a year, 18 months. Be prepared, have the mindset that it's going to take that long for your video or your channel to really start growing, and just enjoy the process of making videos during that time. Rocket Scientist, I got a question for you, Dan. Upload regularly until I moved homes. Had a bunch going on. Didn't upload for 4 months. Solid, yet gained most of my subs during that time. How does that even happen? So one of the things that, so my other channel, which I mentioned was The Average Dan, that's a channel that has been, and I've been honestly neglecting it. I haven't been posting a ton of videos to it, but it's been growing by itself. Usually that type of growth has to do with videos which are considered evergreen, which they're not really tied to a trending topic, and they just accumulate watch time over time, and then they slowly start to build that watch time up until the point where they reach a certain threshold and YouTube starts to promote them more. And when that happens, it exposes them to more of an audience, and when that exposes them to more of an audience, then you have the potential of reaching new subscribers. So in that case, you probably had a decent amount of evergreen content, and as it slowly increased over time, it was exposed to an audience who found it interesting and ultimately chose to subscribe. And hopefully I can mute my button because I'm about to cough. This is forever going to be known as the winter of the cough, because it's been going on for pretty much all winter since October. This cough has been going around here. So that'd be my answer to you, Rocket Scientist. Kim here. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you in a stream. Feels like I haven't been one of your streams in forever. Yeah, my streams are usually 9 o'clock Wednesday nights. This particular week, I have a prior engagement, so I won't be doing one Wednesday night. And I just have the opportunity that I had now to do this live stream. In full disclosure, is because I had to pick up my daughter sick from school. So I found myself at home a lot earlier than normal. So I figured I'd jump on with you guys and try to spend some time tonight because I'm not going to be able to do it on Wednesday. All right, here. I'm sure I'm way behind in the chat, but I'm trying to scroll without it being so painful. All right, there we go. Waiting for 2 months for monetization. Yes, it's El Goblin de Oro. Waiting for 2 months for monetization. Any news? 30.77 hours and 3,700. Yeah, the news is that the YouTube Partner Program was changed, and given the numbers that you just mentioned, is that if that is 30.77 hours, then you will not be monetized until you reach 4,000 hours. I can't tell if that's a comma or a dot. But if that's 30,000 hours and 3,000 subs, then I don't have a specific answer for you in terms of when they're going to catch up on that backlog. I would imagine sometime after February 20th, because they've been trying to catch up with everybody who qualifies. So once February 20th rolls around, they're going to have that new threshold in place, and they're going to be able to draw the line in the sand and see which channels qualify and which ones don't. And hopefully they'll get all of those channels caught up. But I have not heard of a timeline of how long it's going to take them to monetize people going forward. Ready, set, bow. I get views but struggle with subs because I'm a kids channel. I don't know what I can do. Yeah, I don't know that being a kids channel would necessarily hurt you in terms of being able to get subs. Every niche grows at a different rate, but I mean, my goodness, I think some of the biggest channels on YouTube are kids channels in terms of subscriber base. So I don't think that would stop you. I don't know what I can do. 70 short of 1,000. Well, I certainly think if you're 70 short of 1,000, you could probably make a pretty good push between now and the 20th to get those. I would check whether or not you actually have the request within your videos asking people to click the subscribe button. I would definitely add that if you don't have it. And I also have a number of different videos on how to get more subscribers. You can check those out and see if any of those tips will help you. There's definitely some stuff in there that would lend itself to helping you get there. Let's see. Geeks of Retro. Good to see you. Doug Houston says, I hear late February, so we'll see if that holds true. That would be good for a lot of channels. Skeeps, been here since August 2016. 298 subs. There's a way to grow rather than having good content, art, and all that. I'm happy with my content, but I just won't grow. Is there a way to grow rather than having good content? So yeah, and I wouldn't dismiss the having good art and all that, because one of the important things about your art is identifying to people exactly what your channel is all about. And just taking a look at your channel, I can see that your thumbnails are all over the place and your channel art doesn't really tell anybody what your channel's about. And you really want to make that as straightforward and obvious as possible on your channel art so people know exactly what's going on, and makes it a lot easier for you to for them to figure out. And you want to create that compelling unified message on your channel page to get people to click that subscribe button. Because I have 2 videos with over 1,000 views and only gained like 3 subs from that video. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely videos that get tons of views but don't convert subscribers. What you can kind of do is look at the videos that have converted subscribers and try to understand exactly what you did differently in those videos and focus on reproducing that. It seems kind of obvious and straightforward, but that's legitimately what you should try to do. You have to be Geeks Retro have to be willing to change for your listeners as far as getting you info out. So one of the things I've done on this channel is I try to focus on the types of videos that I think people want or that people are interested in. For a while, I focused a number of different videos on the YouTube demonetization process when that came out, because it was affecting a lot of channels and I was trying to get information out. You know, obviously recently it's been about the YouTube partner program changes. So yeah, you do kind of have to cater if your goal is to grow, you definitely want to consider catering your content to what your audience wants and needs. Because ultimately, if you're not giving them what they're looking for, why would they want to continue to watch? Winner AK007 says, I'm happy with the quality of my videos and art. However, the views are not coming. Any suggestions? Yes, don't ever be happy with the quality of your art or videos. If you're content with the quality of your art and videos, then you're not growing. So never be content with the quality of the content you're making. I will never be, I mean, I thought I did okay content when I started. I look back at that and it's completely cringy. And, even now, even though I've made a lot of improvement in my content, my goal is always to improve the quality of my content. You know, I've had several different, this channel is only 7.5 months old. And I've probably had about 12 different versions of my channel art and my thumbnail style. So never be content with the quality of your content. There is always room for improvement. And if you get to a point where you're content with it, then you're not looking for opportunities to grow, and that's going to cost you. Nathan Holt, hello. Geeks Retro, I have a team with a lot of people in it. I share everything. Change my content for my fans and all that. Just can't grow. Well, if you have a team, Skeeps, I would focus on fixing your channel art, because I have no idea what your channel's about looking at your channel art. So I would focus them on that. Oh, it keeps throwing me down to the bottom of the chat. Come on. All right. Let's try to catch up here. Winner AK just sub. Thanks, appreciate it. Oh, that's right, Kim. We do stream at the same exact time. Now that you mention it, I do recall you went live while I was on my last live stream, so we're going to have to coordinate. Made a video once, it got 200,000 views in 3 weeks. I tried to do the same with the same tags, but I got 200 views this time. I don't know what to do. Yeah, you can't... Videos that take off like that, it's not a matter of the right combination of tag or just tags and things. It's more complicated than that. It has to do with, you know, where everybody's attention is at. It has to do, the big thing I think that controls how fast a video explodes like that is view velocity, which basically means how quickly people watch your videos at the time that you initially release them. And YouTube is actually working on some enhancements in terms of the statistics they share with you upon release of a video to give you more insight into your view velocity and how fast people are watching your video. Because the quicker you can get those views in the beginning, YouTube notices that, and they're more likely to start suggesting that video to a larger and larger audience, and that's how videos explode like that with the 200,000 views. So for the YouTube Partner Program, I put out one video, which was the initial kind of reaction video with, you know, the emotion of how everybody was feeling, and they got a raw deal by YouTube, and that video got amazing view velocity and it took off. I immediately put out a follow-up video to that the next day regarding how to actually achieve 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time minutes. So that first video was more of a trending video, which basically shot up to 23,000 views and then kind of dwindled off. And now that second video kind of rode the success of the first one, jumped out on the suggested videos, and now it has about 25,000 views. And it will continue to grow because it's an evergreen video, meaning it's a how-to that people can use, and it's not tied only to that trending event. So, Ready, Set, Bo, can I ask a question, please? Being a kids channel, I don't get many subs. Any advice on how to, yeah, we think we covered that. when your audience is children. I mean, my kids watch YouTube, and I know that they subscribe to certain channels. So, and like I said, we covered the fact that there are some really big channels. So I wouldn't blame, I think once you get past blaming your sub growth on the fact that it's the kids niche, I think you'll have more opportunity to focus on how you can actually grow your channel. Because I don't think it's because it's a kid niche that's holding you back. All right. Just reached 90 subs. Instaburst 13. Congratulations on that. Foul Fish. Hi, everyone. Hello to you. Gearsy, is it better to attract viewers from ranking high in the search terms? So like people searching the video or uploading a lot for the subs I already have. I'm struggling on what to... Let's see here. What do we have for... This stage of the game, I would focus on, oh, let's get that there. Okay, sure, fix that. Yeah, I mean, if your goal is to grow your channel, I would just focus on making content that can be found by people. I'm not sure if you're making content that brought in your subscribers and you continue to make the same type of content, the content that you're positioning to show up in search should be the same content that your subscribers want to see. So there really shouldn't be a difference at this point in your channel's life that videos trying to rank. I definitely wouldn't try to rank high in some random topic. I would focus on whatever your niche is and whatever the focus is of your channel. And that's obviously what I'd be trying to rank my videos in. But they should kind of be aligned right now if your goal is to grow. Thank you so much for advice. Cody Vlogs. I'm really bad at finding keywords to rank. I've watched a bunch of videos on it and just can't figure it out. Have you watched my videos on it? Just saying. I have a number of videos that I think break that process down pretty specifically. My current video, the floor is lava at the Super Bowl. I can't even tell you what that means. So you may want to... I watched a bunch of videos. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what type of content that you're creating, but I would try to focus or think about the topic of your videos prior to making the videos, and then try to find a keyword search phrase that people are actually searching for on YouTube and use that as the basis to make your video, rather than just making videos and then trying to plug keyword research in around them. If you start out with what you're gonna make the video about, it makes it a lot easier to rank your videos. Instaburst 13. Why does YouTube Analytics take so long to update? I mean, YouTube is massive. I think it's, what do they have, like hundreds of hours of video that gets uploaded every minute? It's insanely huge, and it's obviously driven by databases, and that stuff takes time to be able to update. So trying to get real-time updates out to everybody with that massive amount of data has got to be a pretty amazing feat for it to only take a day or two for the delay. So I just think it's just a massive amount of information that they have to process. I see you. I've been a huge fan of Skater Plays since 2011, but her channel is still below 1,000 subs. What is she doing wrong? Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with that channel, but you'd be amazed how many people have been on YouTube for quite a while that don't know how to do the basic stuff. That's one of the reasons I created this channel, to help people in that regard. Harley helping out with that analytics question. Tim Schmoyer has a good video about content strategy. Yeah, Tim Schmoyer is a good one to watch. Yeah, I mean, in terms of content strategy, it's always good to have a mix of or I personally, I would want to have a mix of both evergreen videos and also an occasional video tied to a trending topic to try to get a little more exposure. But sometimes, I mean, trending topics are trending for a reason. A lot of people jump on them, so you basically, you really have to know what you're doing to get you know, get the most exposure from a given trending topic. Yo, I started Twitch and I play Fortnite with viewers. Yeah, that's how you started the thing, but I'm not sure why that's relevant to everybody in the chat. How is it possible all those views when you start? My vids have like 5 views and my art is pretty good. Let's see here. Go to channel. Okay, so I think we need to have a conversation about what good channel art is. Good channel art is not some really cool thing that some guy on Fiverr did for you. Good channel art is not about really pretty pictures or cool looking stuff. It has to convey a message. The goal of your channel art is to inform people. Now, if you can inform people in a creative way that looks really cool, awesome. But if your channel art just looks pretty and doesn't tell anybody anything about what your channel is about, then it's worthless. It's not going to help you grow. It doesn't really, I mean, if you did it yourself, that's cool. But if you paid somebody else to do it, then they didn't give you any value, because your channel art has to communicate to your viewers what it is you're doing. So it's cool to be a really good artist and do graphic design and all that, but if you're not actually conveying a message to the people who come to your channel, you might as well just have a blank channel art. So if you want to start out with some cool art and then put some text on there or something that identifies exactly what your channel is all about, that's cool. But just putting up channel art with pretty pictures on it is not going to convey that message that's going to help your channel grow. Harley says that was a great strategy, Dan. SEO. My channel is WQ Toys. Be very, very patient. It's like yes, it's definitely like a snowball. Growth is exponential. So, you know, you may be getting, when you first start out, maybe it's a subscriber a week. And then in a few months, it's a subscriber a day. And apparently I can't say subscriber today. And then, I mean, it just grows. And then it's 2 subscribers a day. And then 3 subscribers a day. And then 4 subscribers a day. And if you are putting out great content or good content, and you continue to do that over time, at some point you may get that additional exposure that may take that even higher than, you know, just slowly incrementing. Not that the results that I've been experiencing on this channel are typical for a lot of people, but this channel went from 100 subscribers a month to 100 subscribers a day, based on those 2 videos that I did about the YouTube Partner Program. So you never know specifically when that opportunity is going to arise, so you better be prepared for it. And you can be prepared for it by having all your content organized, focused on a niche, all your art looking, you know, like it goes together and conveys the message of what your channel is about. So when you start to get that flood of new traffic, that they understand what you're about, they like what they see, and then they click the subscribe button and they become your viewers. So that's definitely the way to go. All right. Let's see here. All right. If anybody has any more questions or any questions that I missed, definitely let me know in the chat. Make sure that I'm not missing anybody here. And then if there are no more questions, we might be able to do some channel reviews. All right. Scroll back, make sure I didn't miss any. Hanu Hoffren says, do you go back and modify the old video thumbs and end screens or just leave them be? I would go back and look at them and see if how they're performing. If they're dead in the water, yeah, consider refreshing your keywords and your thumbnails and all of that and your end screens to maybe kind of give them new life. Captain Jack says, when I co-authored Hot for Words YouTube channel, we had a WordPress website that helped drive the YouTube channel. The website also had its own core group of commenters. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, if you can build up the SEO on a website as well and drive the content that way, that's definitely a good way to do it. And quality of your content is one of the only things you have control over. Views, subs, engagement. You can only ask for and promote for. What you do with your content is completely in your hands. Absolutely, Kim. All right. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Ooh, can you review my channel? You can never tell what will trigger growth in subscribers. I started in mid-June, had next to no subs. Then in November, it shot up. Coolers Mobile, that is true to a certain extent. There are growth is always relative. So what one person considers good growth may be bad growth to somebody else. I mean, one of the things that I tried to focus on in growing the channel was I was trying to get my subscriber count to 100 a month. That was just an arbitrary focus I put so I could continue to improve upon what I was doing on my channel, make little improvements over time, and give myself a goal to push for. And I had actually made it to, I was somewhere up around 106 subscribers a month on that slowly increasing growth until everything changed drastically. The Herd Life, welcome to the live stream. Dark Pills, same question as you, Skaters. This is a fun channel with amazing host. Does not seem to get over 1,000 subs. So we have a couple people asking about somebody else's channel. I don't know. I've never heard of that channel, and I don't know how easy it would be to, let's see. Well, for one thing, I don't know if that's the actual name of the channel. It does not immediately come up. Green hair. I assume that's the one. My thought on that channel, for those of you talking about skater plays, you have to search to figure out what the channel's about. It just says skater in the channel art, and why I'm changing my website layout. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really clear on the channel art exactly what that channel's about, and a lot of people don't have the attention span to keep looking or digging through the channel to figure out what it's about. So she may have a good fan base with the people who are there, but it might be hard to gain new ones if people aren't willing to dig through the channel and figure out what it's about. Geeks of Retro, can I have your pillow, please? Also be willing to review my channel. Good evening, all. Honestly, as far as the update, thumbnail keywords, old videos, before you knew better, I recommend doing stuff when you're in that. Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't sacrifice uploading new content to go back and mess with your old content, but when you have time, going back and looking at that is not necessarily a bad idea. Nick Barbin, sorry I'm late, no problem. Cody Vlogs, beginning to update all my thumbs slowly. Channel review would be awesome. I would be embarrassed for you to get a channel review right now. I've been watching your videos and other. My current effort is pathetic. Never, let's see. I just want to see here. Help us. Oh, okay. So the only, videos looks good. Nick, on your channel, I would consider maybe adding some text to your header that tells people exactly what your channel's about. But views are up 60%. Awesome. Subscriber revisiting up 1,000%. Fantastic. Whole channel uploading old videos is getting a full makeover. Awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to make a list of people who want their channel reviewed and see what that list looks like to see how many we might be able to do. So if you would like your channel reviewed, type your channel name in the live chat right now. Coolers Mobile says, is there any truth to doing longer streaming videos will hinder the views you get on shorter videos? I had a few larger channels say they stopped streaming for that reason. Yeah, I don't know the ideology behind that. Why doing longer streaming videos will hinder views? Yeah, I don't know why that would make sense, except I don't know, do you have an example of a larger channel that said that? I'm curious if it's a niche type thing, or I mean I've certainly heard from some people in my niche who say that their audience doesn't like a lot of live streams, and that tends to hurt them, and they actually lose subscribers from live streams. Personally, I haven't encountered that yet, but we'll see how that goes. Yakking with Sarah just got here. Thanks for joining. Danielle Holdman, do you have any plans this year to create more content for your original channel and further development the brand? If you're talking about me and the Average Dan, yes, absolutely. I actually decided to change that channel to, or kind of focus that channel was always, it was a more general channel that focused around me making or sharing videos that were helpful how-tos about things that I had to deal with. But they tended to be a little bit wide on the niche because some of them were auto repair, some of them had to do with a camper remodel that I did. But what I found was by looking at my analytics and my subscriber report, I was able to see that the majority of the subscribers who joined that channel did so for my camper remodel series that I did. I did 7 videos on the process my wife and I took when we were renovating an older travel trailer. Doing that and realizing that's the kind of audience that was there, I decided to focus that channel on RV camping, and that's what I'm going to do going forward. Of course, the challenge is I made that decision late in the fall last year, and then winter hit, so it was really hard for me to make camping content. But yeah, we're going to hit the ground running in spring and do all kinds of videos related to camping and outdoors and RV camping and all the things that go along with that. So I'm definitely going to work on expanding that brand as well. All right, let me just get I think people are starting to drop their channels here. All right, so give me 1 second while I'm going to compile this list. Now, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to get to every person or every channel because it looks like there might be a few of them. If you are really eager to get a channel review and you want to bump yourself to the top of the channel review list, you can always use Super Chat. I do appreciate that. It does help the channel, and it'll help us get to VidSummit and or Video Marketing World this year, hopefully. Completely up to you. Oh, but I do want to take this opportunity, guys, to let you all know or remind you, if you're somebody who's joined live streams and checked out my videos before, that this video is sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. TubeBuddy is the #1 browser plugin to manage and grow your channel, and you can actually download it for free. The link is in the description below. You can go in there and download that and start using a lot of their features for free. So if you've never used TubeBuddy, I definitely recommend you head into the description and click on that TubeBuddy link and get set up and start checking that out. So I use them with every video that I make, and it is absolutely essential for me now. I don't know how I did it without it. So all right, scrolling down, I will post my channel for review in a month or so. No problem, Nick. It's good to have, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff you can do before you really need to worry about a channel review. And you can get a lot of that by watching videos. So I definitely recommend doing that and you know, hunker down, watch some videos, maybe watch a whole playlist, and it'll really give you some insight into what kind of stuff you should do on your channel. All right. All right. Sorry again with this scroll. It's just horrible trying to find everybody who's interested. That was why she stopped stream. Oh, Panzer from, yeah, I'm not familiar with that YouTuber, but that's an interesting concept. I'll have to look into it. Is that a question for me? Nothing. I'm going to pretend Shadow Nova was asking everybody to subscribe to my channel and ignore that. Let's see. The Buildmonger, can you check mine out? I'd say it's good on branding and editing. All right, well, we shall see. Geeks of Retro. I think I already have you on there. Okay. All right. How we doing here? Okay. Wish I could super chat on my phone. Not that I'm expecting you to Science Gal Aquatics, but the way you, if in the future, if you ever want to super chat on your phone, instead of using the YouTube chat or the YouTube app, if you go into your browser and actually pull up YouTube that way, so it's the actual PC or desktop version of YouTube in a browser, the super chat is available, because I've used super chat to donate to YouTubers on my phone that way. So you can actually, if you just go to it in the browser, then you get the option to click on the little super chat icon. And for those of you guys who don't know, super chat is not just something that can benefit the person that is actually doing the live stream, but when you give a super chat, whatever the text is that you decide to share in the super chat gets pinned to the top of the chat, and it's just a way for you to get your message visible above all the other ones. The more you contribute during the super chat, the longer the timer is on your message at the top of the chat screen. So it's a way for you to kind of either, if you're trying to get, you know, the attention of the person who's doing the live stream, or you want to share some kind of message within the chat that everybody can see, it's a way to pin your message to the top of the live chat. And again, it, based on how much you contribute, determines how long it stays up there. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. I just got the Kim here says TubeBuddy is amazing and wonderful. I agree with both of those sentiments. I just got the TubeBuddy, slowly learning it. Enjoy this live stream, Fall Fish. I appreciate it. I enjoy you guys coming to hang out. Been using Tag Explorer, is quite nice. Yes, definitely. I did, I would say for the first 100 videos on Creative Fundamentals, I did the thumbnails in TubeBuddy. So TubeBuddy has a custom thumbnail tool that's quite helpful, especially if you haven't been doing custom thumbnails. It can definitely help you kind of streamline the process and make you a lot more efficient at doing your YouTube channel. So just something I'd consider. Kjpargeter, I would love to see more video posting workflows of others using TubeBuddy. That might be an interesting video to do. I could probably whip up a video of my process, that how I use TubeBuddy each time. first month really need banner advice. I have you on there. Okay. All right, so it looks like I have 8. All right, so I'm going to tell you everybody that I have on this list. If you don't hear your channel name, definitely let me know. I don't want to miss everybody. I have Cody Vlogs. I have ST1KA. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced. Straight 6 Fan, Science Gal Aquatics, The Herd Life, Yakkin' with Sarah, The Geeks of Retro, and The Buildmonger. So if you didn't hear your channel and you want a channel review, definitely let me know in the chat now. If I don't get any additional ones, we'll start to look at these channels and see what we can share about them. All right, Silver Army guy. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to get started with Cody Vlogs. Give me just a moment here. We'll pull up. I just got to do a quick peek at these channels and make sure that they are appropriate for the live stream. Hey, Liz for a day, how are you? That's okay, Liz, because I'm super early because I never do live streams this early, so it is good to see you. Buildmonger, what are your tips for SEO when longer series are the main focus on my channel? Should I have a different tag for each episode or just make sure the series themselves are good for SEO? I guess I'd have to know more about what kind of series of videos. I mean, ultimately, you would probably want each video to stand on its own unless you completely own the keyword phrase for the series and it's something that's has a decent amount of traffic. Then you can do it that way. And that people don't really need to know the specific topic of one of the videos of the series and that they're more likely to search for the overall topic. That's kind of, you basically want to consider what are people going to actually be looking for on YouTube to get to the content. That's kind of how you focus on, you know, whether you should be doing SEO for the entire body of your series or whether you're doing it for each individual video. Alrighty. Okay, hang on one second. We will pull up. Gonna pull up Cody Vlogs here. Go to channel, check it out. Make sure there's no autoplays. All right. Definitely have some advice for you. Okay. So let's see if we do this. All right, I need to pop. We'll put you over here so I can make sure I can see the chat. Okay. All right. Get Cody up here. And we will do channel review. And let's take a look at Cody Vlogs. All right. So the first thing that I would suggest on this, and the thing that stands out the most, is I would drop all of the social media things out of your channel art. If your goal is to focus on growth on YouTube. There's plenty of time to do that kind of stuff in the future. But right now, if you're trying to grow your position on YouTube, you don't want to encourage people to wander off looking for your other social media. So I would lose all these in the corners and just do, you know, basically what you have focused in the middle. Skits, comedy, challenge, vlogs, kind of just a general vlog channel with that type of content. Vlogs Monday through Saturday, so I'm assuming you're doing 6 videos a week. 2 days, 4 days, 6 days. Me reacting to myself. All right. I would probably, so let's look at your so when you're doing a vlog channel, one of the challenges is trying to find keyword research on vlogs can be challenging, especially if you're making videos and then trying to backfill them with metadata, which is what the SEO or the search engine optimization, your keywords and your description and your title are called. Metadata is just data about data, so it's data about your videos. So in this case, like floor is lava at the Super Bowl, I have no idea what that actually means. I don't know if that's relevant to your audience, but I think it would certainly be a challenge to try to get search results on something like that. The other thing I'll say, in just looking at your thumbnails, is I would try to get, it looks like you're including yourself as your branding. So I would do a couple different things. I would probably replace the picture that is in your channel art with something where your face is much easier to see. I would probably try to include a larger, more cropped version of your face versus these whole body images here. And then I would try to keep your text away from the lower right hand side of your thumbnails, because as you can see, the timestamps obscure the text. And one of the ways that I generally approach this is by trying to keep my text on the left and any faces I do on the right hand side of the thumbnails. So and then I would try to find some consistency in color schemes. Like I see, it looks like you were doing some stuff with branding here. If your face is going to be in all your videos, then you can just, you know, focus on doing your face. But again, I would probably get in a little bit closer than what you're doing now and try to find some reoccurring colors rather than doing the different, you got a bunch of different things going on here. So that would be my suggestion there. Family vlogger out of Illinois who makes daily vlogs for the Cody clan. Videos are family friendly. Trampoline games challenges. So I would I mean, from your description point of view, I might people have really short attention spans, so I would kind of lead with what your content is first, and then you can do some more description. So, you know, family vlogger making videos about skits, comedies, challenges, and then go into some more detail there. But that's probably how I would go with that. Also playlists, see what you have for playlists. Kind of normal vlogs, family friendly. I would definitely expand my channel, my main channel page, by going down here and clicking the add section button and getting some channel art, some single horizontal playlists added to your main channel page, so people can actually see more of your content and possibly want to subscribe and grow in that regard. So 36,000 views. And for those of you who don't use TubeBuddy, this is one of the features of TubeBuddy. You can actually check out Channelytics for a page where it compares your channel to their channel and shows you you know, some basic growth information. So how we doing? So you're averaging 156 views per video, 1,000 views a month. So yeah, I think you would go a long way. I mean, you have a decent size subscriber following for a, when did you do your first? Yeah, I would clean this up. I would try to find a consistent look for the thumbnails and go with that. All right. Where'd you go? Hang on. All right, let's see here. check out the chat real quick. Gaming channel, Minecraft. Got my Node app open. Good. Channel. I recently changed my channel. I haven't updated channel art yet. Okay. Schedule wise. Saturday. Horizontal playlists for Cody. Yep, definitely horizontal playlists. So we have the review tech asking for a channel review. All right, so we're going to jump to the next channel here. I'm going to add you to the list, review tech. We'll have to see time-wise if we get through everybody. I'm going to try to end this live stream at 6 o'clock, so we'll squeeze in as many as possible. If anybody, like I said, if anybody wants to hop to the top of the line or hop of the channel reviews, you can always use Super Chat as a way to definitely get your channel review in, but I will try to get through all of them here. All right, so the next one on the list is, and I don't really know how to pronounce this name. Let's see if you're, is it supposed to be Stika or Stika? Oh, Stika. There it is. Thank you for that. All right. Alrighty, so let's take a look at Stika. Here we have it. All right, so the channel art has a good retro theme to it. So I'm guessing it is retro gaming if I had to guess. The one thing I will say about your channel art, if you go on your phone right now and you look at your channel art, you're not going to be able to read any of your text because it's all going to be cut off. So one of the things that you want to consider, especially with people, I mean, in 2018, probably at least half your audience or more is probably going to be consuming your content on a mobile device. So you want to make sure that your content is optimized, or that your channel art is optimized for a view on a cell phone. So I would try to find a way to include, first of all, there's a ton of text here. So reviews, live streams, and developer interviews. Yeah, see, I think you are doing, rather than getting into that detail and being that wordy, I would probably just do something like retro gaming Tuesdays and Thursdays, because this stuff is all going to get cut off anyway on mobile. So let's see, 15, not 2006. It's just the account. So yeah, so I mean, I like your, like I said, definitely has a cool, the retro thing, but I would probably go something basic like literally retro gaming, new videos Tuesday and Thursday, and get rid of all the other text. I mean, just as an example, you can do your channel art however you want to, but that would be an easy way to take what you have here and kind of minimize it and make it more concise and let people know. The way you're going to approach retro gaming, you don't really need to get into it with the reviews and live streams. People will figure that out, but you want to tell them what your content is or what your niche is, and that would just be retro gaming. And double checking here, dedicated to reviewing retro games and their packaging. I mean, even if you wanted to do say retro game reviews, if that was, what you're doing, but somewhere in that zone of, just a few words to identify exactly what you're all about. All right. And then multiple playlists look good. Now, the one thing, okay, good. Yes, you get your branding. Perfect. Your branding in all of your thumbnails. Let me see here. We want to do uploads popular. So one of the things to keep in mind is that the your playlist titles are just like titles of videos that can be found in search results. So whenever possible, if you can focus the actual name of a playlist as if it was a keyword phrase, you know, that is something that can actually be found in search results, and then just expand on those with a good description in the playlist as well. So rather than saying these are all of my Sega Saturn themed games, I would try to put that in more of a search result kind of description. You know, like Sega Saturn themed games, you know, as detailed as you can get, but rather than presenting them as, you know, belonging to you, kind of the way these are done. Yeah, I would avoid things like for my when you're doing descriptions. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. I see a couple of your thumbnails that kind of have a different thing going. I like the way you've done your frames here. That definitely lets people know that it's your content. And it's a little, the color, I may try to, or consider pulling those colors a little closer together, because you have kind of like the purplish pinkish color down here and it's a lot darker up here, but tying all those in. But otherwise, you seem to be doing pretty well. You already have over 1,000 subscribers. Congrats on that. And you're doing 8,000 a month. Cool. So yeah, I mean, those would be my suggestions on kind of tweaking that channel art, just so you get a lot bigger bang for your buck when people are checking it out on mobile. All right, and let's see, catch up in the chat here real quick, then we'll move on to the next channel review. Oh, hang on. All right, sounds good. Kjpargeter, 1 month on YouTube. Congrats. Welcome to YouTube. It's a lot of fun. The car show. Hey Dan, how's it going? Can I get in the queue? I will add you to the queue, but I cannot guarantee that I will get to you. Like I said, I'm going to try to end. Whoops, what happened there? Okay. Alrighty. So, how to not to, can you review my channel before I go to bed? Well, I can add you to the list. Kjpargeter from China here. Well, welcome. I am in upstate New York. All right, so let's keep moving here. So Straight Six Fan is the next one on the list. Straight Six Fan, are you still in the chat? Let me know. And just trying to, let me pull up your channel here. Oops. Alrighty. Straight Six Fan. Alright, so let's take a look at Straight Six Fan here. Get back, catch up to the chat. All right. How many channels are on my list? You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're like 6th on the list to review tech. And I'm only going to go till 6 o'clock on the live stream. So, Nathan Holt, I'm adding you to the end of the list. Of course. No, you're fine. All right, so let's take a look at your channel. The one thing I would say, if anybody's coming in late and they're trying to get their channel reviewed, the only thing I can suggest is if you want to do super chat, that'll bump you to the top of the channel review list. You don't have to. I just can't guarantee that I'm gonna make it through all of these. So completely up to you. If you're not familiar with super chat, it's a way for you to contribute to the channel while also getting your message pinned to the top of the live chat. And in this case, it'll be a way to get your channel in the mix for a channel review. Only because I'm limited on time today, because I don't normally do the live streams this early. And I'm gonna call it at 6 o'clock. So next one, straight 6 fan, and let's see what we're about here. So looking at your channel art, I'm assuming it has to do with pool. Given that's what I can identify there. In my 30s, wife and I basically have all of our debt aside for mortgage paid off. Awesome. Finally feel like I can live the car guy life I've wanted to. All right, so here's the deal. Expect primarily metal fabrication. So I was way off by your channel art. So your channel art didn't give me a clear idea of what your... Except if is straight 6 a reference to an engine? Is that... Metal fab, tablet mechanics. Tree, offbeat build, classic Camaros, Nova, Mustang. So here's what I would say. I mean, I like your channel art. It's cool looking, but I don't know what your channel is about based on your channel art. I mean, I'm sure there's people who may know the reference of a straight 6, but I would try to make it super obvious to people exactly what your channel is about. So even if you want to keep this, I might add a line underneath it that explains exactly what it is. And just like the previous channel that we looked at, you're going to run into an issue if you pull this up on your phone and mobile. You're going to cut off probably half of your S and somewhere around the F or the A, and you're going to end up with, you know, trait 6F on a mobile device. So that's something to keep in mind. Try to get that. Maybe if you shrunk this whole thing and put a tagline down here that explained exactly what your content's about, and in your description, rather than starting off with your backstory, I would probably lead with expect primarily metal fabrications, to let people know what your content is about. Your goal is to communicate what your message is, what your channel's about, as quick as possible to get people's attention so they can click that subscribe button before they leave. If you spend too much time trying to get to the point, they're going to wander off. So that's what I would suggest in that regard. And then I want to check out your channel art. Okay, so now I may be even more confused. Unboxing mystery box. Let me look at your videos here. Road trip, know your neighbors, hodgepodge garage, unboxing. All right, so American check engine light solved. YouTube serves me. 30-day eviction notice. So right now you kind of have your content's kind of all over the place. So in terms of growth, I mean, if you're just doing like a general vlog channel, if that's what you're going for, it's completely cool. And again, you can have any kind of content that you want. If you're focused on growing, or you're trying to grow at a faster rate, the more focused your content is, the faster you tend to grow. But if you are just kind of doing a vlog thing and sharing whatever kind of videos are interesting to you, I would just identify that in your about section, to the point, concise. Within your first sentence should pretty much tell everybody that what they need to know. And I would identify that in your header. You really need to make that clear exactly what you're all about. And I might consider exploring other colors than white. Again, this is the black background that I'm looking at here. And this probably kind of fades in a little bit more on the white background. But the other thing I would consider is if you're somebody who tends to appear in your videos. I notice on your homepage with your intro here that you're in your videos there. You may consider trying to incorporate yourself as your part of your branding, in which case I may get your face up here. I'd start getting it on all your thumbnails and try to find a way to incorporate your brand in all of those to let people know who you're about or what you're about. So, all right. And I think that is good for now. I'm going to hop back over in the chat. We got some activity going on in there. All right. What do we have? The car show. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Make sure I do these in the right order. Okay. So we've got the car show. Can I get to the top, please? Absolutely. We are going to go to your channel and pop you up, followed by is it Pernuity? Pernuity. Awesome. Thank you very much for the super chat, guys. I absolutely appreciate it. Trying to get Creator Fundamentals to VidSummit and also the Video Marketing World Conference this year. A couple $1,000s on both to get out there, but the information that I'm able to bring back from them and share with you guys is pretty awesome. So hopefully we'll be able to do that, and things like super chat definitely go a long way in helping. So let me pull up the car show here, and we will keep chugging. Alrighty, car show. All right, so this is the car show. All right, so cool looking header, but so the glaring issue is I have no idea what your channel is about based on your header. So that's something to consider. Now we're going to go in the About section and see if we can figure it out. Eric, welcome to the car show. New videos. All about logic, critical thinking, and individualism. The car show is devoted to spreading the message of greater liberty through news, politics, entertainment. I want to be the voice of indies. Okay, served my country in the Army. Thank you for your service. All right, so you definitely have kind of a patriotic theme here, but I might go a little bit further and actually identify what the content is all about. Also, I would take a look at this. It looks close. For one, the and the show part are kind of cut off on your channel art, and that may be because I'm looking at it in the new theme. I think the dimensions of your channel art are slightly different than what they were on the classic YouTube version, so you may want to resize this a little bit to make sure that it displays good. And you're kind of on the fringe. I'm not sure. You might be close that the text stays within the mobile view, so that's something definitely you want to check out. On your main home page, you definitely want to share as much of your content as possible. Okay, so that's your logo. You got your logo there. And the wall. Okay, so you definitely have some political content. You definitely want to, let's take a look at your playlists here. Release middle of the car show, Sony vacations. All right. So as you expand your different playlists, you definitely want to start displaying those as horizontal playlists on your main channel page. So as soon as you get a playlist with at least 5 videos in it, get it on here. You go to the bottom and you click on add a section and start getting those laid out so people can see your content and know exactly what your channel is all about. The other thing to consider, if your focus is on trying to grow your YouTube channel, you may want to consider changing your main thing here to subscribe. I've heard from a lot of people who say they get a lot of their subscribe traffic from the actual additional button up here, even though it's right above the really big subscribe button. That is definitely something that I've heard from a number of larger YouTubers. So that's something to consider as well. If your goal is generating money and raising support, then Patreon may be the way to go. But on this focus of trying to get your YouTube channel grow, I may minimize some of these links and focus on growing the YouTube channel. So that is what I would offer on in that regard. I think your logo is pretty distinct enough so the difference in colors on your thumbnails are not as big of an issue. And I may even, I don't know if you did this artwork yourself, I may even shrink the eagle a little bit more so you can basically see the connection to your channel art or to your icon a little bit better. And that's what I would say in that regard. But otherwise, you got some good things working with you. I like the logo and stuff, and I would just resize that artwork and get everything tuned in there. Legion of Weirdos in the house, and I'm losing all my darn screens on here. Legion of Weirdos just popping by. Here's a bit of a jingle for the VidSummit. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Awesome. Definitely hope to make it out to Los Angeles this year. VidSummit last year was a pretty good time, and I was able to bring back some good information to share with everybody. And if you've never checked out Legion of Weirdos, definitely go check out his channel. He makes a lot of interesting videos. He actually did a channel review on Creator Fundamentals the other day, so definitely check out all the good stuff he's doing over there. All right, and hang on just one second. And we will bring up the next channel here in a minute. All right. Scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anybody, and we will bring up this channel here. Make sure it's general populace friendly. Seems to be okay. All right, so we've got, okay, perfect. Dark Denier, can you add me? I don't think we're going to be able to get to any more channel reviews beyond the ones that are already on the list. Please review my channel. All right, so I'm not sure if it's per annuity or pure annuity, but we are going to check out the channel and see exactly what's going on here. All right. Alrighty, so this is per annuity or pure annuity. I have no idea what the channel's about based on your channel art, so I would definitely think about how you can convey your message a little bit better. Like most humans, we are curious and want to learn everything there is regarding investing, day trading, swing trading, and other sources of income. My goal is to help each and every one of my viewers. Well, that is a great mission. I would consider redoing your channel art to convey that message in your channel art, because right now, this, and I'm not sure what's going on in here. That's really hard to read, and if that says this, I'm not sure if a couple of letters are really tiny in here, but you definitely want to think about, so your channel art again is all about, it's like the billboard for your channel that people are driving by at 60 miles an hour. You only get a couple seconds to identify exactly what you're about and why people should care. If you can't do it while I'm racing by, then you're going to miss the opportunity. So it's kind of like if you drive by a billboard on the highway and it's got super tiny text on it that you can't read in the time it takes you to pass it, then that billboard has done nothing to help that brand sell its product. In this case, your channel art is trying to convey that message as quickly as possible. So you really want to Make it as concise and literal as you can. Don't get too artsy. Don't try to be kind of, you know, artistic in the representation of exactly what your information is about. You want to get that information to them first, and then you can worry about the artistic side of it and how to make that better. But when in doubt, get the specifics to people first. So in this case, what I would consider, I would consider other options besides white for your channel art, because those will tend to bleed in. Also, there's nothing in your channel art or in your thumbnails that actually ties to your channel art to let people know that this is all the same content. So 90 days of swing trading, news, giveaways, a vlog. Yeah, I mean, I would also, here's another thing. When you're making videos in a series like this, even if you're doing vlogs, always lead with the topic of the video. And then if you really need to put in things like day 79 or something, put that at the end. Because the relevancy of your video when people are trying to search for it is going to be front-loaded in your title. So you basically want the most relevant stuff that people might be looking for at the beginning of your title, and you can put this extra stuff like Vlog 101 or Day 79 or Episode 12. Always put that at the end of your title. And then in this case, I would definitely think about how you can make more informative channel art. I would make this easier to read, and consider how you can tie your branding into your actual thumbnails. All right, let's see where we're at here. All righty. All right, so The Herd Life, hope to see you at VidSummit again. Absolutely. Did you, yeah, I do have you on here. So let's pull up your channel real quick, Herd Life, and then I think we're going to have to wrap it up for today. Let me just get up in here. All right. So let's take a look at the Herd Life. The Herd Life, we got your logo up here, and hop in here. Herd Life is an entertaining kid vlogger channel. Family-friendly fun videos show our real-life moments, house vlogs, food challenges. So basically a multi-topic vlog type focused channel. I may, with your channel art, I might consider trying to incorporate, you know, maybe throwing in a line up here or something that tells exactly what the Herd Life is. Because again, people who are subscribed to your channel are going to know exactly what your content's about. But there are some people that might not have the attention span to actually dig in to see what the Herd Life means. Then we go down and we look at your thumbnails. I see you have multiple different versions. Let me look at your most recent video so we can kind of get some context on how you've changed your thumbnails around a bit. So it looks like you were doing the side art or the side logo, a la like a Tim Schmoyer video creators kind of design. I actually did that for a while on Creator Fundamentals as well. And then in your recent ones, you've dropped off. So here's a good example. Again, you need to be aware that this lower right-hand corner is kind of an off-limit zone for text because it's going to be obscured by the timestamp. Also on mobile, this timestamp takes up a much bigger area, so it also gets in the way. Just something to consider to try to keep your text out of this lower right-hand corner area because it does cause some problems. So, finish my sentence challenge, the Herd Life. I would probably, so, good job getting your actual faces in the videos, but I'm wondering, especially when you have like masks on and things, if it's going to be a strong enough brand, especially with, you know, it's kind of zoomed out from them, it's not really close-ups on their faces, that you might want to consider maybe just getting, you know, just like the H, like a half circle H or something in the corner here with your logo to try to tie it together with your branding. Something to play around with. You can check that out and see, you know, kind of just throw your little H logo down here and see what that looks like without having to do the sidebar and stuff. Again, because your subscribers are going to be able to recognize that these are your videos, but maybe somebody that just watched, somebody who's watching one of your videos and some of your videos are being recommended on the right-hand side of the video, you want to make sure that that connection is solid and people can actually see the connection there. Pure Annuity, thank you. I'll get working on it. Enjoy VidSummit. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right, so that would be the goal there. And also in your newer thumbnails, the color schemes are completely different than, you know, what you have going on up here in your header is different than what you have in your thumbnails. So you really kind of want to be able to tie all that in so people can kind of feel that it's all one. You know, it's kind of like having, you know, your curtains match your tablecloth, or it just, everything works together to deliver one message or one design. And, you know, it just creates a much sharper looking environment for people where everything kind of goes together and matches and encourages people to want to subscribe and see more of your content. All right. So, alrighty, let's take a look here. I think I'll get back in the chat and double quick. It's already after 6 o'clock. I do have to wrap this up here real soon. Geeks of Retro, also for everyone here, if you haven't liked this video, please do so before you leave. And sub to Dan. I appreciate it, Geeks of Retro. Definitely click that like button. I appreciate you guys coming and checking out the live stream. As a reminder, this video has been sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. If you're not using TUBEBUDDY, you're not familiar with TUBEBUDDY is, TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's free to download, and there's a link in the description below. So if you've never used TUBEBUDDY, definitely head down there and click that link. Sign up for TUBEBUDDY, and you know, a couple weeks or months from now, you'll wonder how you ever got by without TUBEBUDDY. Definitely that important, can really help your channel, you know, become more efficient and help you grow in a lot of different ways. All right, so scroll up here real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. All right, so give me just one moment here. Is Yakking with Sarah still in the chat? Let me know if you're here, Yakking. So again, I usually do live streams Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. This week I won't be able to do it, which is why I jumped on today. I might even try to do another live stream later this week, probably in the 9 p.m. time frame, maybe even Friday night. We'll see, and then definitely be able to do a lot more live streams then. Oh, I missed Sean Springall is in the house. Not sure if you're still here. I'm just trying to take a look back at the chat, but I appreciate you coming and hanging out, Sean. And make sure I didn't miss anybody. Scroll down and see. I don't see Yakking with Sarah. So I think we are going to do one more channel review, and that is going to be The Geeks of Retro. All right. Nice. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's take a look at the Geeks of Retro. I know I've looked at this channel before, and previously, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think your previous logo had like Transformers in it, or had the Transformer logo in the middle of the Geeks of Retro, and I was curious about whether that might cause you some problems going forward because it was the Transformer logo, but you've since changed that. It looks good. It looks like it is now going to display nicely on mobile. That is also good. The Geeks, I can't really tell what's going on with your icon there. It seems really, really small and difficult to read. So you may want to kind of zoom in on that and get that a little bit better in there, because I'm not sure what's going on. So one of the things that I'll say about your thumbnails and the ones that I can see, you don't really need to put the YouTube logo often. Let's see let's see what we got going on here. Lineage, Revolutionary, Open Siege, Walkthrough Live. In this case, you probably could do without the YouTube logo in your thumbnails, unless you're focusing on something specifically about YouTube. You could probably drop that. Also, you want to get your horizontal playlists laid out on your channel page here. So don't know how I'm not subscribed yet. We'll definitely click the subscribe button there, and let me look at what you got for videos and playlists. So the couple things here. A lot of this stuff is difficult. This Lineage Evolution, I think is what that says, or Revolution, really small. I don't know if that's just one whole logo that you kind of put on there from somewhere else. Also, you have your, what I think says Geeks of Retro down here, but it's being obscured by the timestamp, so you probably want to move that somewhere else. Also get that a little more higher contrast. You probably want to refrain from putting it at the bottom or shrink it. See, the problem with putting it at the bottom, you'd almost have to shrink it to halfway, because on the mobile version, this timestamp is going to take up a lot more space. So you either have to be able to account for it above basically above where that timestamp appears, but that's going to be a challenge. So you might want to give some thought onto how to get your branding in there a little more easy to see. Now we've got, let me take a look at your playlists here, and I assume playlist liked video. Hey, thanks for liking the video, I appreciate it. Definitely need to create some playlists, because your playlists are other ways that people can find your videos, and they also give you the ability to lay out some of your content out here. Now I'm guessing, let's see, based on these times, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 months. So I don't know if this is kind of a new direction for your channel, or what some of this other stuff is. How to extend a Kjpargeter speaker removal. All right, so I'm guessing group of collectors, geeks, nerds, cosplayers here to bring you toy reviews, let's plays, live streams. All right, so it's kind of like a refocus of your channel, what you're doing in your latest content. So here's what I would suggest on these new thumbnails. I would kind of reduce, they're super busy right now, and it's kind of hard to see what any of them are about. I don't think you ever need to put how-to on a thumbnail in this regard, unless Lineage, Revolution, Siege, Walkthrough Live, starting a new character. So like this as an example, I would do, you know, new character or something. I would drop the YouTube, probably wouldn't do the how-to. Yeah, so you got like picking a character up here. This other stuff is kind of really hard to understand what's going on there. So if this, you might even want to try putting this logo, I assume this is the game's logo, against like a solid background and see what that looks like. But it's really busy and kind of hard to pick out the individual pieces of it. So that would be my suggestion on those. And then these little things that you're putting up here, I would make those the focal point of the thumbnail. So like I said, picking a character and maybe a reference, like move this logo down here so they can tell what the game is. But it would be picking a character in bold, big font there. And again, so for those of you who are working on improving your thumbnail game, thumbnails are, you definitely don't want to ever kind of recreate your title in your thumbnail. You want to create a compelling reason why somebody should stop at that video and kind of absorb more, which is read the title and see if it's something that they're interested in. So you want to try to capture their attention. Think about it as somebody looking at their phone, they're scrolling through their home screen and they pass one of your thumbnails. You want your thumbnail to stand out compared to everybody else's thumbnails. And you also want you want it to stand out, and you want it to deliver the message in the shortest amount of time possible. So the more you can do that with less text, big bold text, easy to read text, it's similar to what we were talking about with the billboard on the highway. People are zooming by and you want to stop them long enough to get a sense of what you're doing and what your video is about, long enough for them to then read the title and say, hey, yeah, that's worth clicking on. So your thumbnail and your title kind of work together as a team. So you never want to reproduce what's on your title in your thumbnail. And you want to focus your thumbnail on capturing attention. You need to get their attention long enough so they can absorb the information of what your video is about and then click on the video based on your title and thumbnail to actually watch your content. All right, so I think we have to wrap it up. Let's see, jump to the bottom here. Definitely didn't get a chance to get to a ton of people who wanted channel reviews, but definitely if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification icon so you receive future updates. And like I said, I'll try to do another live stream later this week when we can actually do some more channel reviews. But in general, I try to do these live streams 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. So definitely set your calendar for those, and I'll get the alerts out to you ahead of time when live streams are going to happen. And if you didn't get your channel reviewed tonight, you can definitely try to get in the queue for the future. Like I mentioned on this one, because there's a lot of people that want channel reviews, I do try to offer kind of a fast lane using Super Chat, which is the ability to contribute to the channel using the Super Chat button, which is that little square with the $sign at the bottom of the chat for contributing to the channel, and it kind of bumps you to the top of the channel review list because unfortunately I can't fit everybody in as much as I would like to. I just don't have the time to do 50 channel reviews in a live stream. So that kind of gives you the option if you want to you know, invest in that to get some information on growing your channel. That's completely up to you guys. But that is going to do it for now. Just jump in the chat real quick before we end. Is there an app that tells how many hours for the last 365 days? It tells how many hours for the last... yeah, if you go into your analytics, you go into Creator Studio and go into Analytics. When you're in your Analytics, you can do... you'll be on your overview page in the... Let's see what the actual link looks like. So you click on Analytics, and I think it's a little gear. Upper right-hand corner of your overview page, there is a gear, and you can change your unit of measuring watch time from minutes to hours. And then you can click the little drop down and go down to the last 365 days. And that'll show you how many watch hours you have and how close you are to meeting that requirement. So I believe that is what your question is in reference to. Sorry, couldn't get to all the other channel reviews, but there'll be plenty of time to do that on future live streams. In the meantime, I highly suggest you take a look at the videos. You can look at the... there's a playlist called How to Grow Your Channel Fast in 2018. It has a video on branding, on thumbnails, on keyword research. That's definitely a good place to start and watch those videos between now and the next live stream. A lot of helpful information that you can apply to your channel between now and then we can take a look at your channel and see exactly how you've been able to implement that and where there's room for improvement. So All right. I think that's it. I appreciate you guys all hopping in. Super Argo, Geeks of Retro, DIY, Solar and Wind. Is it Arachne Notion with a little Spider-Man logo there? Not sure what that... Arachne? Oh, Arachne Notion? Is that maybe closer? Square One Collectibles, good to see you. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining the live stream today. I appreciate it. Click that like button if you haven't yet. Definitely helps the channel. Subscribe so you will be alerted to the next live stream. And we'll see you then. Take care, guys.